welcome in. I hope the audio's not too loud here, and also remote play has killed itself. But we have at least started the stream. Steiner says we want Football Manager. I will bring Football Manager back soon, but F1 Manager's been on a good roll here, so we're just gonna keep going until the wheels fall off. Let's see if we can get F1 Manager back up again. I can turn off this Xbox now, but what I will do is see if I can get Coda in as well. Let's try and join the voice channel. Is remote play working yet? Console settings, here we go. Boom, remote play. Finally, here we go. Right, we are in. We are in. Welcome all in. Have a good one, Cloud, as well. And have a good one, T Basil. I'm gonna try and get Coda in just to chat with him if he wants. Let's see here. Start a party? I don't think I'm doing this right. Let's leave. Let's try join off my PC here to the general chat. And I'll see if I can ping Coda. And we'll see if Coda comes over. Anyway, where are we? We're now here in Monaco next. Leclerc. Gonna try and I accidentally turned that on. Leclerc gonna try and win his home Grand Prix. And now that I have this PlayStation on, I can turn on this fan because I am absolutely boiling, like you wouldn't believe. Wrong one. That one. Here we go. Anyway, we have new front wing. We may need some more new front wings. Your mic's a bit quiet. Okay, let me see if I can turn this up. My mic now is literally at max volume. There's no way it should be quiet. Okay. Did the max come through? Because now it should be actually working. Although something's gone wrong, I think. I don't think the stream could handle crossing over. Been robbed again. Okay, this time it's just Streamlabs' fault. But as you can see at the bottom, the chat is supposed to appear in that grey box and it's not appearing, so Streamlabs is not working correctly. We can safely assume here. What else though? Is there a way I can fix this on stream? I don't think so. I think it's just gonna be like this, and that's all we can do. Can I play? Why do I need to log into my own Twitch what sense does that make? Does that work? No. Okay. I have established what I think is the problem. I think I need to log into my Twitch again because it somehow unlinked my account, even though I'm still live on Streamlabs, which makes no sense. Alright, Stenner, have fun. What's my password again? Password 123. Here we are. Here we go. Okay. Now that my stream is fully linked, does this work? Don't think so. Anyway, let's move on through. We're just not gonna have sound alerts because Streamlabs is so great and makes me so happy and does not make me angry at all. Why would it make me angry? Let me see if I can track down Coda here. Coda, are you there? Hello? Coda? There's so many things now with Streamlabs that's not working randomly, like my viewer count that's supposed to be like above my head. That's not there. I can't even get the stream to work on my other monitor here at all. Which is just fan-dabby-dozy if you ask me. Anyway. We're now advancing on to Monaco. Helipad needs refurbed. Interesting. Welcome in, Nevertag, and yep, Streamlabs has royally packed it in today. The chat's not working, the channel points aren't working, the viewer count isn't working. So just a whole collective, you know, Nevertag. Let's see here. Well, let me just go back to the other voice channel. But yeah, anyway, where are we? Monaco. Is anything working? I mean, I can see you in the chat at least. And the game is working. And that's really kind of all we need, but I would rather have more, to be honest. Yeah, the chat is broken because Nevertag, we were just streaming some 5-lappers, and then we started the stream right after for F1 Manager, and I feel like that's completely bugged it. It doesn't know what to do. But anyway. put a ping out just for the bants. Because I feel like the switchover was not a great idea, because the Streamlabs couldn't take it. Streamlabs couldn't take. But you were live on another device a second ago. That's illegal.
Welcome along to one of the biggest weekends in motorsports, here in Monaco. F1 descends on Monte Carlo for the Monaco
So,
Grand Prix.
anyway, Nevertag, how's things with you? How's it going?
Crowd for whoever can emerge victorious here. Space may be tight and overtakes few and far between, but that won't stop the drivers battling until the end on this iconic street circuit. Monaco is famous for its many narrow twists and corners, from the brake-heavy Le Rascasse to the treacherous Sand of Ops. There are no proper straights to speak of, and it's extremely hard to overtake here. It sounds like simple advice, but getting up as high on that starting grid as possible is
Right,
the best plan.
here we go.
It's Ferrari who are currently ahead.
As you can see as well, Nevertag, there's no viewer count above my head like there normally is. The channel points aren't working. It's just a whole shit show. Oh, it's actually going to be raining in practice and raining on the Saturday as well. Interesting. Yeah, I think Monday I'm gonna fully set up OBS, because I'm a bit busy Sunday with tier 1, and I want to practice more and not be shit, you know. So, but those flappers were fun. It's gonna be rain in qualifying. Monaco, in Monaco, I don't think there's gonna be any rain in the race. But hopefully our drivers can be quick here in quali. And we're going to start qualifying on the inters. Interesting. Now, chat, we're actually 9th in low speed corners, which is not the best for here. And you would rather be also... You would want to be good in low speed and acceleration here, I would say. And we're like 9th and 7th, which basically means we're the 5th fastest car in the low speed. I'm pretty sure. But I'm hoping for a good qualifying nonetheless here. How does the audio sound, Nevertag, as well? The audio is now as physically loud as it can be. Yeah, just gotta get an easy pull and we'll be sweet. Audio sounds fine, okay. I'm scared there's gonna be a day where it randomly just starts like screaming at someone. It's gonna be dry for a while and then it's gonna be wet for a while and then it's gonna dry out. A radio check. There's a whole gaggle of cars piling out of the pits here. Verstappen out first here, Leclerc following Zhou. Very interesting to see what our drivers can do here. Leclerc's gone purple in his home Grand Prix qualifying. Can he get a good run down the back straight here with the toe from Zhou? And Leclerc now crosses the line, goes 14.6, quickest of all goes Leclerc. We're now going to swap onto some fresh softs here for the end whenever the track dries. And we'll save that progress. Oh god, Leclerc and Monaco. Absolutely, Coda. Coda. This goes for Nevertag as well. If any of you want to hang out just in the call, there's a voice channel in my Discord if you want to join it. Has Leclerc ever won in Monaco in your save? He has. I think he's got 1 win. But if any of you want to join the Discord in my personal server, if you want to join the voice call and just hang out, the option is there. I don't think I've ever heard Nevertag's beautiful voice, so I would love to hear it. And I would love to hear his reaction to the resulations. Although, to be fair, actually the resulations aren't even going to work today. Because the Streamlabs is fucked, I just realised. That sucks. That's all good, Coda. Welcome in, R. I just want to let you know, R, that Streamlabs is not working, so the sound alerts do not work, unfortunately. But welcome in, R. How you doing? How has your day been going? But Mrs. Nevertag is asleep, so maybe not. Oh, that's okay, Nevertag. I guess I'll just go, fuck this. I'm joking. But, anyway. How's everyone doing on this fine Saturday night? As we will have the track drying here. It would be possible if you'd streamed like a normal human being. See, here's the thing. Don't wigger, that's how to start World War 3. See, here's the thing, Nevertag. You don't watch my streams whenever I stream at a normal time, so this is more on you than it is on me, you know what I mean? I am giving you the blame. Pourchaire's gone quicker, but Pourchaire now is out on the inters. He's not out on the dry tires. I reckon Pourchaire here is going to be out of qualifying. He's not. Oh no. R says she spent $175 on one piece of equipment for your lacrosse stick. Is it the lacrosse stick itself or just a piece of the lacrosse stick? Yeah, I reckon chat Pourchaire's out unless he can get in and out quick enough on the soft tires. He does have enough time to do it, but he needs to get a move on. If he does not do an outlap, that is him out of qualifying. Just a piece of it. What piece, or if you can explain it in the chat. I do understand it may be a bit difficult to explain. The frame that the net attaches to. Oh my god, $175 for that? For just the frame? Oh my god. Dear lord. And I think both our drivers here are going to get clear runs. There's no one exiting the pit lane to block us. He'll send on snap. I'm pretty sure I know what it is you're talking about, R, but oh my lord. Pourchaire's out of qualifying here for sure, chat. Norris and Mick as well. They've not did their soft runs. Maloney now going to come across the line. Go quickest, I would assume, in the McLaren. The McLaren with a resurgence here. Montoya may get out of Q1 here. And we're hoping we'll get out of Q1 as well. Meanwhile, Leclerc, Verstappen. Yeah, Sean, you're just joining. Pourchaire, Norris, Mick all did their last laps on the inters and haven't got out in time, so they're surely all out of qualifying. Meanwhile, Max and Leclerc here need to make sure their laps are just on the board, on the soft tires here, so that we make it through quali. Verstappen now going to come up to the line in that scarlet red Ferrari, goes quickest with a 9.8. Leclerc goes even quicker with a 9.7. Who else do we have here in the drop zone? Albon's out, Joe's out, Porcher, Norris and Mick. The McLarens are through P3 and 4. And this is easy money, absolutely. But Piastri really is our only threat here in Monaco. Due to the absolute drama here in qualifying. Yeah, Sean Porcher went out on the inters. Did not go out on the softs, and he missed the drying track. As you can see here, the track dried. Solov, easy P5 for him. We take those, you know what I mean? Easy as you like. Meanwhile, we are on pole at the moment by half a second. Goes Leclerc. But what is this next session? It's going to be dry. And hopefully our drivers can get through on one set of tires here. That'd be lovely. Montoya, yeah, Montoya out of Q1. I would love to see Montoya here through into Q3. That'd be lovely. It's going to start dry and then end wet. So we've got to go immediately out on these dry tires, and that'll be our laps. I'm going to go make tea, chat, although I'll boil the kettle and I'll be back. Because boiling the kettle takes time, so you know. Anyway. Hopefully no one here blocks our lap here, and I don't believe they will. Solov. He's the next driver to start a lap here behind us. Could Solov get a toe off Leclerc maybe? Meanwhile, Maloney is a bit close to Ocon. A bit closer than he would have liked. And Maloney, I think he's out of qualifying here because he's stuck behind Ocon and is not going to be able to push. Is there any other driver like that? I don't see anyone with the little counters that are too close. Meanwhile, Leclerc gone green, Verstappen's gone purple in the first sector here. And this is really the only lap we need. To make it through Q2 at this stage. Verstappen's gone purple, purple. Leclerc's gone green, green. Actually, green, purple now. Who will go quicker, Leclerc or Verstappen? Let's see here. Verstappen crosses the line, followed by Leclerc. Leclerc goes quicker by under a tenth. Solov now 7/10 off us. Meanwhile, Maloney is surely going to go slow here because he's been stuck by Ocon the whole way. Who is going to get through here into Q3? Maloney does go slower than Ocon, and I reckon that's Maloney out of qualifying. Was quick in Q2, but the McLaren will be out before Q3. So Sonoda now crossing the line, goes P6. Again, I did mention Piastri is our closest rival. Gasly may have sneaked it through. Will Vershaw put him out? Vershaw puts out Gasly. Gasly, who got a confident podium last time out in Imola. And both Haas's through into Q3. Meanwhile, there's one Alfa Romeo, one Aston Martin, one McLaren, one Red Bull, one AlphaTauri, and one Alpine. The only teams with two drivers in is Ferrari and Haas. Wow, Haas are cooking up a storm here. Absolutely. Solov is just absolutely clear of Hajar. Hajar doesn't know. Hajar went 7/10 slower than his teammate. And I reckon that's it. Chat, I'm going to be back in just one moment. Give me a moment. I'm going to make tea and stuff, and I'll be... I haven't made my tea yet, but sorry if there was any noise because I took my Bluetooth headphones to the toilet and they kept like disconnecting and reconnecting, so there may have been just that noise over and over again. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, still be right back. I gotta make tea. I am back. Apologies for the delay. What happened there, Tag, with the audio? Was it making noise? Was it going like beep boop beep boop beep boop beep boop? You know. Anyway, we're gonna sim through Q2 here. We comfortably should be through, as we've already did our soft run. But Piastri will be our biggest threat to pole, and hold the phone, Sonoda and I'm sure that's not their quickest lap. Yeah, it's not their quickest lap. I thought for a second. Then why did you say the PC was haunted, Nevertag? It was doing stuff by itself. I think that was just like my Bluetooth headset disconnecting, and then it says who's using this headset. I was wondering which user was using the headset. Anyway, as we mentioned before, both Haas's into Q3, both Ferraris into Q3, and then we've got Piastri, Doohan, Sonoda, Russell, Solov, and Iwasa in. But here's where it comes down to. We're back on the inters again, chat, here in Q3. What can we do here? I just remembered I should do this. What is the track saying? Yeah, I reckon we can go out, because it will be dry at the end. So I reckon we just can go out, get our banker lap, and then we'll be sweet. But I'm gonna make sure this WHF video goes out tomorrow as well. Export. But anyway, I have tea here. Oh, I was about to say I have no snackies, but I have this whole bag of stuff. I don't like the strawberry Pockies. I like these Pocky chocolate, very nice. But then there's all these different flavors that I'm like on. Don't like the strawberry. Don't like the banana. The cookies and cream I'm a bit on. There's a bunch of fruit winders in here that do I really want? Yeah. Anyway, I reckon we'll leave that be. Push this lap. Our drivers are now going to start their inter runs here. You can go. You can go. But I have some Pocky chocolate. Num num num. Now Leclerc is probably rather close to Verstappen at this stage. Yeah, it's a Pocky Chocky. Absolutely. Whoa. We go 1.1 ahead of Awasa. That's a quick lap time. And we are a good distance ahead of everyone, but we are now going to swap onto some fresh softs for our final run here. In qualifying, we're going to save what we've done so far, and we're going to head on through. It has been so far, Sean, but there still is the dry weather. For sure is heading out at the wrong time because it's not dry yet. And it's going to have to dry quickly. It's going to have to dry quickly, chat. There is drivers going out in the dries. There is drivers on the inters. It's going to need to dry a lot quicker. Piastri now on the outlap. Piastri's probably our biggest rival to pole here. Right, I reckon we can now go. On our laps here. Oh, sorry I missed your question earlier, Coda. If you're still here, Coda, Haas have never really been good. There was a season where they were ahead of Red Bull, and that was more just how bad Red Bull were, to be honest. Doohan has now gone quickest? What? Yeah. His lap was not coming in for some reason. Now the McLaren we may have to make way for here. Tell you what, I want to avoid the McLaren blocking our lap, so I'm going to tell our drivers to just go. We have absolutely blocked Sonoda here, lol. But we want to make sure that we do not get blocked in our lap, and Sonoda would have blocked our lap, absolutely. I have no doubt in my mind that he would have blocked us. Meanwhile, Russell's gone quickest. Piastri gone purple though. Verstappen purple in the first sector. Leclerc gone green. But Piastri now, as he crosses the line, where is the Alfa Romeo going to go? Goes quickest with a 10-0. Verschoor's not gone out, so Verschoor has bottled qualifying completely. But Lawson here may get a good lap in the Haas. Lawson up to P3, brilliant lap from the Haas here. We also have Iwasa who's coming in. So a lot of drivers here absolutely bottling it. Meanwhile, Verstappen now going to cross the line and go quickest with a 9-7. As Leclerc doesn't get pole in his home Grand Prix, 2 tenths behind Verstappen. And that is all she wrote for qualifying. Piastri P3, Russell P4, Lawson P5, Solov P6, Doohan 7, Iwasa 8, Tsunoda 9, Verschoor 10. And you're absolutely right, Sean. This is a revenge to McLaren for how many times they've blocked us throughout the years. They deserve one. Yes, never tag. Leclerc has won in Monaco before. I think he's won twice in Monaco. I don't actually know if Verstappen's won here. Let's see here if we can get history. Events, sponsors, reports, circuit info, previous race results, historic race results. There you go. Leclerc won last season. And I'm pretty sure Leclerc has won one more time before that. Before the last 4 years as well. So, yeah, there's that. But anyway, chat, we're now going to head into Monaco. Max on pole here. Yeah, Sergeant. Monaco Merchant, they call him, you know. And I tell you what, chat, we're actually going to go for a backward strategy of hard medium, which is normally not something we'd go for, but in recent seasons, the hards have actually been good around here, so I think we're going to go hard medium here with both drivers and just see what happens. Yeah, Sarge won with Alfa Romeo. We've got Pourchaire won this season with Alfa Romeo as well. Pourchaire got the win with Alfa Romeo in Miami. Welcome in, Coda. Everything's good. How's your Overwatch thing going, Coda? We've got a 1-2 currently in qualifying. We're about to start the race. Both drivers here starting on the hards for the Ferraris. Can we get a good start? Away we go. Piastri's on the softs, so have to keep an eye on the Alfa Romeo. Oh, you want me to? I can join the voice channel again, Coda. We've got a good start here. And both drivers here battling for P1. Side by side they go down the hill. Still side by side. Big send from Leclerc into the hairpin. And what a move from Leclerc. Verstappen now under the bridge, gonna search for the position, but Leclerc's got it. What a move there. From Leclerc, wow. Now we got to keep an eye on Piastri that he does not overtake, because Piastri with the softs could be trouble. And we knew he was trouble when he walked in, as Taylor Swift once said. Do we have the pace to escape here? I believe so. Just keeping it ahead of Piastri at the moment. What's the question marks about? Never tag. I don't know what you're. What are you questioning? I can't imagine what you'd be questioning in that sentence. When did Taylor Swift said, "Do we have the pace to escape?" That's not the quote. I says, "I knew you were trouble when you walked in." That was the Taylor Swift quote. When did Taylor Swift say we have the pace to escape? I don't know. Never tag when Taylor Swift said that. Piastri still following us here. The DRS will be enabled this lap. Maybe we can back off, use the DRS to protect. I hear that's going to be in our next album. Do we have the pace to escape? I don't really know what type of song it goes with, but it goes with a song, I'm guessing. And we're going to use the DRS now of Leclerc to just prevent Piastri from really getting past here. And Piastri will be quick on these softs, but if we just use the DRS with Verstappen, there's no way he's getting through, and we'll just casually pull that gap over time. It does sound like a banger, to be fair. Never tag. Is that the name of the album? Is that just a single on it? You know, I reckon you could make a song, "Do We Have the Pace to Escape?" and have Taylor Swift make a song about it. Because Taylor Swift has a lot of songs about relationship problems. Does she have the pace to escape these relationship problems? And these men who don't know how to treat her right? Even though there's like 20 different songs about 20 different men who don't know how to treat her right. And you'd start to think maybe she's the problem. Anyway, Zach Brown has surrendered in Season 9 after the first race. Absolutely, McLaren absolutely nowhere like they have been before. McLaren, who'd won the championship with Ocon in Season 6. Now that we're in Season 9, McLaren are barely scoring points at this stage. Meanwhile, us in the hards, in the Ferraris, we're just coasting along. Whenever Piastri softs get too low, what we're going to do is we're going to push to escape, and Piastri's going to surely hold up the likes of Russell and all the medium runners behind. But Solov is having a good race here in P5, loss in P6 for sure. P8, doing P7. Sonoda and Iwasa battling up the hill here. And we will not cut away to Lance Stroll. We will continue to watch this battle. And Sonoda may come out on top here, but Iwasa has the inside to the next corner. And Iwasa's going to send it in. Followed by another send from Sonoda at the hairpin. And I reckon Sonoda's got that position, and he has. Third in the Constructors is Red Bull. At the moment, never tag. You got to remember, George Russell is always up there scoring points. Meanwhile, Guan Yu Zhou, P15, really representing the side well. But on these hard tires, we continue to have decent pace. But Leclerc, on the opening lap, was able to take the lead of his home Grand Prix. Meanwhile, Pourchaire sets the fastest lap here. Down in P17. Complete botched qualifying from Alfa Romeo. They went out in the inters when they should have been out on the dries. Nevertag says, "What's happened to Lance Stroll? We need to know." I should maybe add that as like a sound alert where like just the Lance Stroll comes up as on my screen. There's just so much we could do as time progresses now. I reckon we're going to start pushing a bit on the hards now to escape from Piastri. Piastri is still following along, but we're just going to build this gap to him now. And now that the gap is at 2.8, we're going to consolidate what we have. And just coast along, build the gap. This may be the most comfortable Monaco Grand Prix we've ever had. That would be a good one. And also, never tag, it takes like the whole screen up, so it's so annoying as well. So, cause something could actually be happening, and then the Lance Stroll sound alert comes up. I would need to make it like expensive. Could have used that when Max were going side by side in the finish line and Bahrain. Fuck off, never tag. I'll have to make it like 10k channel points then or something. Or maybe even like 50k. Just to prevent that from happening. Honestly, never tag, if you did that shit whenever that was happening, I think I would ban you, because you know how good that clip is doing on TikTok. That clip is going viral. And when I mean viral, I mean not really viral, but kind of viral for me, you know. The clip is in the chat. If anyone wants to have a look at the TikTok, and it's not going that viral. I mean, it's good for me. It's good for me, but it could be more, you know. I've had videos that have done better in the past, but it's been a while. You know what I mean? It has been a while. Piastri now comes in for his early pit stop off the softs. Meanwhile, we're going to keep going here on the hard tyres. Pretty comfortable with what we're doing at this stage. Piastri, I think, has had a pit issue. But for everyone in the chat, if you haven't followed yet, please do. We're one follower away from 400, which is our goal. Piastri, they just hold him and never let go, Jack. Never let go, Jack. Yeah. But anyway, we are one follower away from 400, almost at our goal. Meanwhile, we're 6 seconds up from Russell, looking to be one of our most comfortable Monaco races of all time. Verstappen hasn't even really fainted at going for a move here. He's just content in behind Leclerc at this stage. He's not even really tried to go for the move. Leclerc got the move on lap 1, and since then Verstappen's just been in the DRS, unable to find a way through on his Ferrari teammate. Meanwhile, still around 16 laps to go before we box here. Can we find a way through, says Verstappen. Meanwhile, Piastri now is 27 seconds behind on these mediums. He has been caught in traffic, and the traffic has very much harmed his race. Will he be gaining much? He is gaining very slowly at this stage. There's a yellow flag out. Crash for a competitor. Who was this crash for? It's Sebastian Montoya down at the back. His first race in Monaco. Oversteers and breaks that front wing. Never tag, he could be doing a two-stopper. I don't think it's going to be quick because it's Monaco. But unfortunate from Montoya, he's surely going to come in, fix that front wing. Probably do a medium soft from here, or maybe stretch the mediums, although it will be a distance to stretch the mediums for Montoya. He's gone soft, so he will do soft, will Montoya, or maybe even soft medium. Meanwhile, Piastri's still 26 seconds behind, caught in the strain. That just shows you how bad the traffic is here. I reckon we may even exit ahead of Maloney. Genuinely, chat, I believe that's where we will exit, is ahead of Piastri, who's already pit several laps ago. There's apparently another pit stop issue, this time for Russell. And again, the car release. They're just not releasing the car. Never Tags, he says he reckons they bottled the podium, and I do believe starting on softs around Monaco is never usually the way to go. We're now 25 seconds ahead of Maloney, who continues to hold up this train. Piastri's now 27 seconds behind. He's actually losing time on fresher tyres. Unbelievable. Excuse me. Pit crew turned into me. Oh, that's golden right there. That is golden. Meanwhile, Leclerc and Verstappen just really keeping it cordial. Neither driver really going for a move. They're happy with where they are. As now Gasly has got ahead of... who was he behind? I don't even remember now. Maloney. Maloney's now boxed. Meanwhile, Vershoor is out on mediums? At this... Vershoor's gone for the same strategy as Piastri and is ahead of him. The traffic here is unbelievable. Anyway, we've now 5 laps before we box. And it'll be very interesting to see where we come out. I reckon we can now start using the tyres before we head on to the mediums. But can Leclerc drop Verstappen here out of DRS? This would be massive for Leclerc. And it does seem Leclerc is dropping Verstappen behind. Verstappen now 1.6 behind. Vershoor now has got ahead of Tsunoda. Interesting. Meanwhile, Piastri's really just not gaining as quickly as you would have thought. We're happy enough pushing at this pace. We're going to stay out a couple more laps. Red flag! And we've timed it perfectly, chat. The first time we've ever timed a red flag perfectly. No, we haven't! No! 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 Oh, I literally said the first ever time we timed a fucking red flag perfectly. And it was Max who caused it. Vershoor is going to be P2. What tire? I need to see what tires Vershoor was on. What tires was Vershoor on? Where is he? Where is Vershoor? Here we are. Vershoor has gone soft mediums, so Vershoor can go mediums to the end here. But yeah, Max is really throwing away his championship hopes. He has done a Perez and binned it. Oh my god, chat. I thought it was someone else. I did not realize it was fucking Verstappen. Oh, that is such a bad incident. Schoolboy. Russell is screwed. Leclerc now gets to perfectly go on to the mediums now. Exactly when he wanted to. The only worry really is he's lost a massive lead, which I'm sure he can build up. Meanwhile though, Vershoor's out on the softs. Interesting. Everyone's out on the softs. Everyone inside the top 7 on the softs here. Interesting. We're going to absolutely try and disappear him. Meanwhile, Tsunoda's absolutely jumped Vershoor at the line. Vershoor unable to get Tsunoda here, but still side by side they go. Can Vershoor get back on Sonoda? Potential podium here on the cards for Vershoor, but Sonoda gets through into P2. Meanwhile, a send from Iwasa on Piastri. Piastri is not doing amazingly. He should be P3 right now, but is just really not up to scratch here. Piastri now round the outside again of the chicane. Can Iwasa get this move done in the Alpine? Round the outside, Piastri continues to follow. Has Iwasa got the position here? Piastri sends it in at swimming pool. There's no physical way 2 cars can fit there. Piastri sends it in again in the penultimate corner into the final corner, and Iwasa now loses out to Piastri, but may come back again at him on the inside. Iwasa on the inside. What battling here. Yeah, Gasly benefited big time, so did Solov as well. Zhou benefited massively here. P8, he was looking ropey earlier on. Piastri and Iwasa continue to battle here. And I think Iwasa's finally got the move done. But can Vershoor now get the podium here for Haas? Meanwhile, Leclerc is just checking out from Sonoda. I don't believe the softs were the right tyre because they don't have great pace here anyway. And also they have even worse dag. Yeah, Lawson did get a bit screwed up here, down in P9 now. But you can see the gaps are already forming at the front here. Can't believe it wasn't Leclerc. Yeah, it was Verstappen, Coda. Verstappen lost it at Perez corner. And unbelievable how Verstappen has really thrown away wins here. Also, chat, Verstappen has not signed a contract with us. Meanwhile, Vershoor into P2. What a move. Verstappen has not signed a contract with us, so Ollie Behrman could get the call up. Welcome into the chat, Lou. I think Max has already shown his age here on the save, yeah. We could see Ollie Behrman potentially get the call up for Max Verstappen if Max does not get a move on with stop crashing. I mean, Max has 100 rating in, like, you know, control, smoothness, all the stats you'd want, but he just keeps crashing. I mean, there's not much more we can do. Dump him and get Man Bear Pig in the car. And for those of you who are new here in the chat, Ollie Behrman in real life was in my chat before. The real life Ollie Behrman was in my chat. So the more I think about it, the more I want Ollie Behrman in the seat. The only thing is, it could be a risk because Ollie Behrman could be way worse than Verstappen. Meanwhile, though, Vershoor's got very good pace here. He's actually somewhat catching Leclerc, just quite not in the DRS just yet. But Leclerc just wants to stay ahead. See, Ollie Behrman knows me, even though he may have left very promptly before I even realised he was here. But unrelated. Meanwhile, Leclerc potentially... Are there regens in this game? That'd be fun. I don't believe so, Lou. I don't think there are regens. Vershoor, though, is on for the fastest lap and a comfortable P2 here. Iwasa following Sonoda here could get the podium for Alpine. Imagine a Haas Alpine podium here. That would be ridiculous. Solov battling here for P6. What a driver Solov has been this season. Meanwhile, Lawson here on the rear of Zhou as well. Yeah, Vershoor has been poor as, like, for quite some time now, but could get P2 in Monaco with the fastest lap, which, again, it has been so long since we've had a Haas podium, and I don't know if we've ever had a Haas P2. We've definitely never had a Haas win, but I don't remember if we've ever had a Haas P2. Meanwhile, though, Tsunoda back in the DRS of Vershoor. Does Vershoor have enough pace to keep Tsunoda behind? Meanwhile, Iwasa and Piastri still trying to overtake Tsunoda here. Solov has fell back from Gasly. Lawson, who found his way through on Gasly, or on Zhou, I mean, may find his way through on Solov soon, because Solov's softs will start to fall off eventually. The last few Haas podiums from Iwasa, I think that was in Canada, if I believe, Sean, to my recollection. Meanwhile, Leclerc has had probably the most comfortable Monaco race of his career. Zhou now on the outside of Lawson. Lawson somehow lost out here. He was battling with Solov, but now he's got Zhou for company. Zhou going to send it at the hairpin. Lovely move from the Red Bull driver. Zhou now into P8. Meanwhile, Solov's got 55% on his softs. You can see he doesn't have that smoothness that he would need to protect those tyres. And Solov's points here could be at risk, because he does have Zhou, Lawson and Russell behind here, with Doohan and even Pourchaire, who was very poor in qualifying, may find his way up into the points. Lawson now falling back from Solov, though Solov has lost out to Zhou. Yet Sunday drive for the neighbourhood for Leclerc, and Verstappen retiring yet again here just means Leclerc's championship is going to extend even further. Yeah, Hadjar's been nowhere near. Hadjar down P18. Hadjar's been so far off Solov. Like, so far. Can Lawson and Russell get Solov, though, on these last 7 laps? Solov trying to protect that P8. Yeah, this is his second DNF never tag. Really his third big crash of the season as well. Lou, no, Max has not won a title with Ferrari. He has won 3 with Red Bull in this particular save, which means he'd be a 5-time champion with Red Bull, but has not been able to convert with Ferrari. He is really having the Sebastian Vettel treatment, it seems. I'm now going to conserve Leclerc's tyres here before we now push a bit on the final lap. Meanwhile, Solov's still trying to protect here from Lawson. Lawson not close enough to get him. Meanwhile, Iwasa trying to find, or Piastri trying to find Iwasa. Meanwhile, Leclerc here going to push to see, can he get the drive through? But Vershoor has 3 laps, aka 2.5 laps now to survive to get P2 on the fastest lap, which will be Haas's greatest ever result. At minimum tied to be Haas's greatest ever result. And what a result it will be for Vershoor, who has been doubted for the last season or so. Iwasa trying to get Tsunoda, Gasly trying to get Piastri here. Meanwhile, Solov trying to hold off Lawson and Russell. Podium at Monaco for Vershoor is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Meanwhile, Gasly trying to find his way through on Piastri. Unable to find his way through. Meanwhile, Leclerc's gone purple. So I think Leclerc's going to snatch maximum points here away from Max Verstappen, as long as he can cross the finish line here, get the fastest lap. Purple goes Leclerc, and now he just needs to survive this final lap and will take maximum points from Max, who his days may be numbered at Ferrari. We will have to see. Meanwhile, Liam Lawson now still following along Solov. Can Solov defend? Lawson sends it here at Saint-Devote on the final lap. Does Solov have enough in the tank? Round the outside goes Lawson, which turns into the inside of the next corner. Can Solov protect here, or will Lawson get through? I believe Lawson has it now. Lawson into P8. Solov just needs to protect the P9 now from Russell in behind. But Solov still getting a P9 here is very good points for AlphaTauri. Meanwhile, Iwasa on the rear of Tsunoda. It'll be a great podium for McLaren because McLaren have been so far off the pace this season. Leclerc wins in Monaco with one of his most comfortable drives. Verschoor rounds the final corner here, and it is P2 for the Haas in Monaco. What a result. P3 for Tsunoda, P4 for Iwasa, Gasly P6. Meanwhile, Russell now on the rear of Solov. Is Solov going to keep P9? Russell almost gets P9, but Solov does keep it at the line. But great result for Haas here, P2 and P8. That may win them a couple positions in the championship by the end of the season. Also, big podium for Tsunoda there. McLaren have been so far off this season. And to see them up in P3, another good result for the Alpine of Iwasa. Meanwhile, good result for Lawson and Solov here. Meanwhile, Montoya yet again finishes last. An unfortunate outing for the Williams driver. Your only retirement of the day was 5-time champion Max Verstappen in the Ferrari.
Now isn't that the kind of drive we love to see from Charles Leclerc?
Yeah, Solov loves that P9.
They got their race strategy absolutely spot on.
A great display of team spirit there, as everyone finally gets the chance to share this moment. As far as Ferrari are concerned, Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling after that race?
They'll be absolutely delighted to have picked up the win here. What a great
But
outcome that is.
yep, Verstappen bins it into the wall. Leclerc gets the win in the fastest lap. Verschoor up 8 positions with the most historic podium for Haas you'll ever see. The next step for Haas is a win. Verschoor gets P2. What a result. Meanwhile, Max now crashes out yet again. 60 points Leclerc leads the season by. And Verstappen now 4 wins behind Leclerc's 5 wins this season. Honestly, extremely disappointing. And chat, look at this. We did not gain in the fastest pit stop competition because we didn't make any. Because the red flag helped Leclerc win. Unbelievable. Verstappen, though, I'm starting to lose faith in the Dutch driver here. And we're going to head to Spain. And Verstappen has now broken another gearbox. Let's see what damage that Verstappen did to the car. He has broken the engine and the air system. Kinda bad. But he has really broken the gearbox completely. And I don't know how long we can keep putting up with Verstappen making these errors. His days are numbered. Ollie Behrman is waiting in the wings. The only thing that makes me doubt Ollie Behrman is that Ollie Behrman has really low overtaking and defending stats. That's really what is keeping Max. Also the fact that Max Verstappen helps as well, you know. Helps a little bit. Anyway, we're going to manufacture new chassis here. Front wing, we're okay. Rear wing, we're okay. Side pods, could do with more. Underfloor, we're good. Suspension, we're going to need a good couple more, I'd say. Say 4 more suspensions. Should we search the other drivers in the driver market? You know, I actually haven't thought of that. But I'm pretty sure we've scouted everyone. Um, oh, Norris, his contract is also expiring. Interesting. Lando Norris's contract is expiring. Russell's is not. Zhou's is not. Maloney's is not. Tsunoda's just signed a 5-year deal with McLaren. Maloney's now 91 rated. Wow. Lance Stroll's available, chat. Hello. Pourchaire now. 3 years with Alfa Romeo, and he's on such a cheap contract. Wow. Piastri also on a cheap contract. Also 3 years. Jack Doohan, long-term contract there with Aston Martin. Logan Sargent is a free agent. Mick Schumacher's got a 5-year deal with Alpine. You love to see it. I think we're going to let Mick see out that contract. He'll retire when he's 37 with Alpine, I assume. Ocon. But Ollie Behrman, honestly, chat, I believe Ollie Behrman may be the way to go. The only issue with Ollie Behrman is he's got really good accuracy, control, smoothness, adaptability, but overtaking, defending isn't great. His cornering, braking isn't great. Reactions, I don't worry about too much. Meanwhile, Vershoor, 86 rated at 30 years old, gets the podium for Haas. Haas are absolutely loving life. Gasly now, 35 years of age, has 7 months remaining his deal, as well as Albon, 35 years of age as well. Hajar needs to improve. Tsolov, 24 years old. Montoya, 26. Zach Crawford. And let's see, anyone else really young here? Carlos Sainz is still banging about, chat. We could bring Carlos back if we wanted. But after Carlos, there's a drop off. 79 rated down to 74. Alex Palou is still about. Don't know why. We have Josefa Sepulveda, who, honestly, chat, I think she's going to be our next reserve driver. Because, you know, she is very quick, as well as being one of the quickest female drivers. And maybe one day we could get her into the car and have a female driver win the championship, which would be nice. Meanwhile, let's look through. Do we have scouts available? I don't have any scouts available because I don't pay for scouts, because we don't be scouting anyone. You know, why would we scout anyone? Would have loved Iwasa in if he didn't sign that long-term contract. Yeah, Iwasa could be good, but I don't even know if I really see Iwasa in a Ferrari. You know? Does anyone see Iwasa in a Ferrari? I would see Behrman in the Ferrari, I would have to say. Shirley Smedley, says Lou. Is Shirley Smedley the actual F1 female driver? Kind of sounds like her. Because there has been female F1 drivers who have featured before. I think Susie Wolf was in a Williams in a practice session before. In Hockenheim. In Germany. But I don't really know much history about women racing in F1. Well, we already have Lewis in Ferrari for 2020. Or else anything's possible. Yep, she did. Okay. It's a name I do not remember, unfortunately. But we're going to head now into Spain. And hopefully this time Verstappen can make it through a race without crashing. We're already considering Max's future. He didn't want to re-sign with us. And now we're kind of leaning towards not re-signing with him as well, because he keeps crashing. And even though his stats are unbelievable, you know, it's kind of all about what you do for us on track. But he has royally smashed up that Ferrari, which is going to make life awkward for us. Max, at some point this season, is going to have to take some grid penalties. Yeah. Susie Wolf did do FP1 for Williams. Although she didn't get a long run, I don't think. Because I do remember watching like a video on it. and there was an issue with the car, so she didn't really get that long of a run, unfortunately. But I'm sure just the feeling of being an F1 car is quite amazing, you know. Meanwhile, Leclerc's got literally no damaged parts at all. Meanwhile, Verstappen is kind of already on his 4th gearbox, and we're in Spain, which is like round 8 of 23. It hasn't been good enough this season for Verstappen. If he crashes again, chat, I don't know, we may have to give Ollie the shout. To be honest, I actually forgot to give Ollie FP1 here. I think we'll give Ollie FP1 next time out, because I forgot to give Ollie FP1 here in Spain. Stay negative. But yeah, you're absolutely right, Nevertag. Speedrunning car parts is Verstappen. It's just been disappointing, because he's been good for us. But, you know. Wouldn't trust Verstappen to make a coffee in the motorhome right now, says Lou. And I believe we're comfortably through Q1 here. Verstappen 210s down. Can Verstappen, though, yeah, Aston do have a much quicker car than last season. Doing now P4. Lawson P3. Hopefully Lawson can show us the business. Meanwhile, Gasly and Tsunoda went purple in the first. Then green. Gasly up to P4. Where's Tsunoda going to go here? Tsunoda all the way up to P3. 100th off Verstappen. Merc. Both Mercs out of Q1. Unbelievable. Maloney out of Q1 as well. Hajar and Montoya just haven't been good this season. But both Mercedes out in Q1 is unbelievable. And chat here, I think what we want to do is keep 2 fresh softs for the race, if we can. So what we're going to do here is a green light. Pretty sure Verstappen's supposed to be getting the toe, but we do have Leclerc getting the toe in this lap. But I don't think it matters that much, because I think we'll comfortably be through. We should be through, I would say. Were we in the 12s last session? I don't remember. I mean, we've done a 13. Yeah, the Williams is not very fast, I must say. Meanwhile, Lawson now out-qualifying Leclerc. Interesting. Doohan's not far off either. But we're comfortably through again. Will Piastri be out of qualifying here? Gone yellow-green. We've also the Haas in behind of Lawson, who's not far off pole here at the moment at all. Lawson does not improve. Piastri's out of qualifying along with Zhou, Tsunoda, Albon and Verschoor. Meanwhile, Lawson this time in the Haas has been lighting it up. Absolutely. And we're going to now load into Q3. Leclerc's going to have to start his lap on used softs. Meanwhile, Max is going to get the fresh softs because he just has them available, really. That is what it comes down to here. And Leclerc is going to lead us out on an out lap, followed by Verstappen. I'm going to put this jacket on. And Verstappen here could be on for pole here. He did have pole in Monaco, but Leclerc got him lap 1, and then Verstappen was really unable to get back past Leclerc, and then made a big error and crashed out at Perez corner. And Verstappen now going to cross the line with Leclerc. Verstappen goes quickest with a 13.0, which I do believe is the quickest time so far today. Yes, arm getting cold. Now we know why McLaren locks it into a long-term contract, because he's outperforming that McLaren is absolutely why. He is proving his value. And also they get rid of Ocon, who in the Mercedes has not done anything. Maloney, although Maloney's 91 rated and 27 years of age, but hasn't really did well in that McLaren either. We're now going to wait now for Russell to come in. Russell, 3 thousandths off Leclerc. And we're now going to wait for Russell on his outlap. Let's save this. And we're going to have Leclerc follow Russell out, and then Verstappen follow them too as well. When is Russell going to come out for his final lap? Let's see. Tsunoda not that far off pole, 300ths behind Russell. Meanwhile, Pourchaire trying to bounce back from his perf qualifying in Monaco. Here we go, chat. Aston Martin have locked doing on a long-term contract as well, but he's showing decent performances this year. Yeah, Gasly and Doohan have been good this season. Gasly got a podium for Aston Martin. Meanwhile, Leclerc now going to follow Russell down the back or the main straight here. And we will keep an eye. Leclerc's gone purple first. Verstappen gone yellow in the first. Leclerc has got a good tow from this Red Bull ahead. Can Leclerc do it? Leclerc's gone purple here. Verstappen's gone yellow-purple here. Gasly's gone P2, half a tenth off. Meanwhile, this Red Bull is so slow through the final corner. This is going to surely impede Leclerc on his lap. As Leclerc now going to try and overtake Russell at the line. Leclerc goes quickest with a 12.7. What a lap from Leclerc! Unbelievable lap there from Leclerc, despite almost being impeded by the Red Bull. Meanwhile, who else is on a lap here? Doesn't really seem like anyone's improving. Pourchaire's gone green in the middle sector. Can Pourchaire improve on P7? Pourchaire now crosses the line and doesn't improve. So there is your order, chat. Leclerc, Verstappen, Gasly, Russell, Mick, Tsunoda, Pourchaire, Doohan, Lawson and Iwasa. And a brilliant quali for Mick, you'd have to say. But Leclerc with a magnificent time with a 12.7 there in qualifying, takes pole ahead of Max Verstappen. And with Leclerc, we've also saved tyres for the soft, medium, soft strategy, which we are going to do here as we're now going to load into Catalunya. But if you'll remember, chat, these two did come together at the start of the Miami Grand Prix. Will they keep it clean here? They were able to keep it clean in Monaco between each other. Max could not keep it clean between the wall and was the only driver to retire last time out. But can Leclerc beat Verstappen, or will Verstappen finally show us that he deserves a seat here? But if Verstappen crashes here, chat, I cannot guarantee his safety in the car. Absolutely never take Ferrari with a number 1. Leclerc on the outside of Verstappen here. Verstappen's got a decent start. Gasly now on the outside. On the mediums of Verstappen. Leclerc going to cover off the inside. No! No! Verstappen's out! Verstappen's out! I don't believe it! It's another gearbox completely broken for... And it's Tsunoda into the back of the Red Bull. And that is a major crash. That's Grosjean-esque from Tsunoda. Despite us giving him all of the props. And it's an immediate red flag. Unbelievable. Duran's found himself into P2. And this time Verstappen crashes. But it's not his fault. Tsunoda takes out 4 other cars. Unbelievable. And with Leclerc, we're just going to do the same strategy. Soft, medium soft for Leclerc. Unbelievable. That may be the most cars we've ever had crash ever. That's 3 cars out in turn 1. Can Leclerc get a good start here into turn 1? But an absolute pile up there. Duran's got a lightning start. Can Leclerc out-drag him here? On the outside. Thank God we've not got Tsunoda behind us to crash into us. No! 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 I don't believe it! He's on fire! Get him out of the car! There's an explosion! Oh my God! Get him out of the car, Stern! Save Leclerc! Save him! Get him out of the car! He's dying! The car's on fire! Why are we cutting away? The car's on fire! What the fuck? Oh my God! The car's on fire! Save him! Save him! Save him! Save him! Lawson for sure. P3 and 4. Albon P5. Solo P6. Duran could get his first win. Chat, literally everyone inside the top 6 in the championship except Piastri has retired. How is this only a VSC? How is this only a VSC? Leclerc was on fucking fire. This VSC, oh, it's finally gone green flag because that was the longest VSC ever. Don't know why it was a VSC and not a fucking full safety car. Gasly's on the hards, Ocon, Montoya, Maloney for sure, all on the softs. Everyone else on the mediums here. Unbelievable. Lawson's now fallen into the DRS of the cars ahead. I don't even know what's going to happen the rest of this race, chat. Versure now in ahead of Lawson. That's what they need. They need Versure on the quicker strategy ahead. Versure needs to use those softs now because Versure's on the quicker strategy. Chat. Versure is actually on the soft, medium soft, which is the strategy we were going for. Could Versure win for Haas? Lawson's now fully out. But could Versure pull this off? Will it be Doohan? Will it be Iwasa? Everyone inside the top 6, it'll be their first ever win. I think Piastri's 1-1. Joe's definitely 1-1. Hadjar's not won. Maloney has 1-1 somehow. Ocon's Norris has won. Montoya's not won. Gasly has won. Mick hasn't won. So we could have a first time race winner here. I don't even know who I want it to be. But what an unbelievable race. 5 of the top 6 in the championship have retired in this race. Unbelievable. Unfucking believable. I'm actually in awe. In sheer awe. Iwasa now on the inside of, or the outside of Doohan here. Yeah, Gasly did get very unlucky. He was involved in one of the crashes as well. But I think we got more unlucky because both of our drivers got absolutely murdered into turn 1. You know? That seems like a conspiracy where they were trying to get our both drivers fucking cleaned out in turn 1 because they knew we were leading the championship by too much. And now we're both going to have new gearboxes because both of our gearboxes have been smashed to pieces, including rear wings as well. Gasly's still in the race, but he doesn't have... He's on the hards here, and he's not very quick. I believe he may be carrying some damage as well, potentially. Meanwhile, Doohan now is building a gap now in the lead. Can Versure get ahead of Iwasa? He does into turn 1. Meanwhile, Lawson now in P4. This could be a double podium for Haas, which the Haas team will be absolutely on the moon at this stage. Albon P5 in this woeful Williams. Meanwhile, Piastri in P7, who realistically should be winning this race. He has the quickest car on track by far and can't even get past the rookie of Tsolov. Meanwhile, Versure comes in for his first stop on to the mediums. He's going to go do a medium soft from here. Meanwhile, Piastri still going to get by Tsolov. Tsolov's holding up this train now. Unbelievably. Maloney comes in for McLaren. Montoya out on the mediums. Maloney out on the softs. Ocon in last out on the mediums. What else is new? Doohan, though, leads us away 2.3 ahead of Lawson. This race has been utterly crazy. Let's see how the pit stops go for Doohan and Lawson here, which could be crucial in this race. Doohan comes in onto the softs. It'll be medium, soft, soft for Doohan, or maybe or medium, soft, medium. Meanwhile, Lawson's gone onto the hards here. Very different strategy than his teammate. Meanwhile, Versure goes off, trying to battle with Gasly here. Versure now round the outside of Gasly. Will surely want a dispatch of Mick Schumacher as well here. Versure gets through on Gasly. Needs to get through on Mick here as well on the inside. Versure could be on for his first win this season. Tsolov comes in. What tires is Tsolov coming in for? Tsolov on the softs. Fastest lap now for Maloney. Meanwhile, Iwasa still leads us away on these mediums. Zhou now on. Gets through on Piastri. Hajar here as well. Absolutely, because before normally we'd be like, this is shit, but now it's actually entertaining. Lawson now on these hards, trying to find a way through on Gasly and Mick. He's going to want to dispatch them as quickly as possible so they can use these hards in the clear air. And a driver did box there, but Lawson still unable to get past Gasly here. Meanwhile, for sure, P5 on these mediums. Doing now on the sauce in P3. Could Doing get his first win? And I think the first win this whole save for Aston Martin. I don't think they've had a win before. Unless you can prove me wrong, I don't think Aston have ever won. Doing now gets ahead of Hajar with Hajar pitting. Versure now on these mediums gets ahead of Norris. Can Versure catch Doing now? Doing on the back of Zhou. Zhou still yet to pit. Doing going to be held up through the final corner here. Doing now has clear air to try and catch Doing on these mediums. Lawson now, who will be going to the end on the hards now. P3. Maloney now on the sauce. Awasa on the sauce. Still have a stop to do. Need to try and clear Lawson, but Maloney struggling. And Awasa absolutely sends it on Maloney. What a send from Awasa there. Maloney was struggling to catch Lawson, and Awasa says, I'm not wasting any more time behind you. And Awasa now gonna get by Lawson. It could be a win for Awasa in the Alpine. I don't remember if Alpine have a win this save either. It could be Alpine's first win. It'll definitely be Haas's first win. Williams are there or thereabouts. I think Williams do have a win. Did Logie Sarge? I think Logie Sarge won with Alfa Romeo. I'm not sure if Logie Sarge won with Williams in Monaco. Logie Sarge definitely won with Alfa Romeo in Monaco, but I'm not sure if he won with Williams as well. I think Logie Sarge won with Williams in Monaco, so I think Williams do have a win in this save. No, but I think Logie Sarge had 2 wins in Monaco. Never tag. Yellow flag is out. Who is that for? It's a VSC. Who's it for? It's for Maloney and Albon. Maloney and Albon have come together. Maloney rear-ended by Albon, and that is the McLaren surely out. Maloney and Albon out. 7 drivers retiring. What is with Spain? There's 3 drivers now outside of the points. Now, chat, will any driver pit under the VSC here? If any driver pits under the VSC, it could be crucial for their race. Gasly, I believe, pit under the VSC. So Gasly now out on fresh softs, which I believe could go to the end here. But Gasly is 44 seconds behind. Is any other driver going to box under this VSC? We will see here. I don't believe so. Green flag, we go. I don't actually think the softs are going to go to the end here. It may have been mediums to the end, but not softs. Versure now trying to catch up to the back of Doon. And Doon is gaining on Versure. Versure is on the mediums though, so maybe that delta could come back down again. But we're not quite sure. Meanwhile, Awasa. Can Awasa catch Versure? Lawson here on the hards. Could find his way into net P1, but will he have the pace on those hards? We will see. And what a dramatic race this has been. Montoya now into the points, potentially for his first points in his career. Meanwhile, Versure continues to lose time to Doon. And Doon could box for the softs. There's another yellow flag out. Who's it for? It's for Montoya. No. Montoya's had a big error. As we were bigging him up, he spins, trying to follow along Lando Norris. And I believe Ocon will be on the back of Montoya and catch him anytime soon. Unfortunate there. Is Vershaw going to start to catch Doohan? He is starting to catch Doohan now. Eventually. But Doohan comes in. And Doohan, I believe, onto the hards. What is he doing? What is Doohan doing? Chat, the softs can absolutely go to the end from here. Does Doohan not have softs? Or mediums even? This has handed potentially the win to either Vershaw or Lawson, I'm sure. Iwasa comes in, Piastri comes in. What tires are they going to go for? It's hards for Iwasa. It's hards for Piastri. What are they doing? I'm baffled, chat. I'm baffled. Vershaw can easily go into the softs here, and he'll be lightning. Meanwhile, Lawson, who's out on the hards to the end already, I don't know if Doohan has the pace on these fresher hards to catch. Doohan now finally going to get through on Norris, who's still yet to do his final pit stop. But is Doohan going to catch? I don't know if he's going to catch. Meanwhile, Joe is catching Lawson, though, at a rapid rate. So Joe could still win here. There's another crash. It's Ocon. Ocon's out. Is that a full safety car? It's a full safety car. That's massively benefited. Massively benefited. Vershaw, 4 cars into turn 1. Ocon's gone out. He's completely lost the car and gone off into the wall. And that is 8 cars out in Spain. And that's a full-blown safety car. Montoya now will get the opportunity to box here along with Vershaw. If Vershaw does not box now, this game is rigged. Lawson could even box here. I hope Lawson boxes under the softs. Joe could box. Hadjar could box. Hadjar could get good points here. Norris could get good points. Montoya, Gasly. Both Haas's are in, chat. The Haas's could be absolutely in the best position here. Please don't go into hards. Please say you have a set of softs. Vershaw's on the hards. What's Lawson gonna do? Lawson on the sauce. Let's go. Doohan has stayed out. Joe on the softs. Hadjar. They've had a bad stop. On the hards as well. What are they doing? Norris is on the mediums. Montoya's picked up the penalty for that incident between Ocon. But at least he'll get to serve the penalty now in the pit immediately. Hopefully they put him on softs. They've put him on mediums, which isn't as bad as hards. Gasly out on softs. Mick now out on softs. I was about to say what a pit stop from Alpine, but they get held on the release there. But chat, Doohan on older hards, Vershaw on fresh hards, Lawson on used softs, Iwasa on slightly used hards, Doohan on freshest softs on the grid, Solov P6 on used mediums, Hadjar on fresh hards, Piastri on slightly used hards, Norris on fresh mediums, Gasly on used softs, Montoya on fresh mediums, and Mick on used softs. 8 cars retired. I'm well and truly baffled, chat. I'm well and truly baffled. For those of you in the chat who have been enjoying, please drop a follow. We are 1 away from our goal. of 400 followers. And I think you have to follow after this absolutely ridiculous race that we were eliminated from in turn 1 immediately. We still have 20 laps left, and this has been one of the maddest races in the entire save, and we've not even been a part of it. Absolutely, this is tied our record number of DNFs. Imagine we got 2 more DNFs. It would mean that we would have every driver in the points, or every driver just finishing the race in the points, which would be a hilarious statistic. Can Doohan get a good restart here? Or will Verschoor get past? Will Lawson get past here on these softs? Lawson on the inside of Verschoor into turn 1. Will Verschoor cover him off? Lawson tries to send it in, but not close enough. Is everyone getting through cleanly turn 1? Piastri now on the back of Hadjar. Meanwhile, they do get through here. Can Verschoor hold on to the rear of Doohan by the time the DRS gets enabled here? Will Lawson get through? I think Lawson's burning through these softs at too rapid a rate. I believe he needs to protect those softs a bit more than he's doing. Meanwhile, Doohan actually may escape the DRS from Verschoor here. Verschoor now back inside the DRS with an enabled. Lawson on the softs, but he's burning through them so quickly here. I reckon Verschoor's actually, or Lawson's actually compromised here. Meanwhile, Verschoor takes the lead of the race for Haas. Probably the first time we've ever seen a Haas in the lead of a race. Unbelievable here. Meanwhile, Verschoor may drop Doohan out of the DRS here. He's got quicker hards. 9% quicker hards. Verschoor is 1.2 ahead of Doohan. Lawson now putting Doohan under pressure. Chat, we're going to have a Haas 1-2. It's Haas 1-2. It's Haas 1-2. Coda, you've missed everything. You've missed everything. This is unbelievable. It's a Haas 1-2. Can Lawson get the DRS up for sure? But Lawson needs to somehow manage these softs to the end. I don't know if they'll go. I think he's burning through them too quickly. There's no way Lawson's tires are going to the end now. He has been just burning through them. I believe Lawson's compromised himself here. But will Zhou snatch it away from the Haas's? Or Zhou's tires may go to the end here. Doohan out of the podium positions. Iwasa now round the outside of Doohan here. Iwasa now into P4. Lawson has absolutely burnt through his softs. If Lawson can play the team game here and try and hold up Zhou as long as possible to allow Verschoor to escape, but Zhou is going to get him comfortably here. And Lawson has to box soon because those softs are done. They are absolutely done. But can we get the first win for Haas this save? I don't know. Will Zhou be able to do it? Zhou's actually losing time from Verschoor. He's losing time to Verschoor. Montoya may get his first points here. Gasly falling back on these used softs. Meanwhile, Piastri following along Tsolov. Tsolov trying to catch her jar. Piastri round the outside of Tsolov. Verschoor's now 2.2 in the lead. Piastri now down the inside of Hadjar. This is a great result for AlphaTauri at the moment. Hadjar finally getting his first points of the season, which he's desperately needed. Meanwhile, Solov trying to hold on to P8, but his tires are struggling here. He may lose even P9 again, or he may lose P8 again, and he may end up finishing P9, which seems to be Solov's fear. Lawson, no! Lawson's gone off! Lawson's gone off. He has to box. Lawson, you have to box. Leclerc won in Monaco. Verstappen binned it. Lawson, you have to box. Your softs are done. You have to box, Lawson. Your softs are done. I think he's going to stay out. Thank you. Thank you. At least Lawson had the brains to box. He will lose out massively here, but at least he has time to recover on the softs. Can Versure, though, hold off Zhou? Zhou's softs are done. Zhou's softs are done. There's no way Zhou's catching Versure. Can Versure do it? Can he win for the first time for Haas? Can Iwasa do it? Get through on Zhou. Iwasa has the DRS on Zhou. Can Hadjar keep P5 here with his best result in his career? For AlphaTauri, Iwasa now down the main straight. Going to get this move into turn 1. Zhou unable to defend here. Meanwhile, the fastest lap for Lawson. Lawson back inside the points, but has 10 seconds to climb up here to the drivers ahead. Meanwhile, Zhou trying to hold on to the DRS of Iwasa, but his tires are about to hit the cliff. He's on 35%. Once they get below 30, that's him gone. And Doohan may be able to get another podium here for Aston. Meanwhile, Piastri is having, I'd have to say, a shocker. He's got the best car on the track by far here, and is only P5. Meanwhile, Solov now P8. Can he hold on? Meanwhile, Montoya going to get P9 at this stage, but can Lawson catch? Lawson's going to get the fastest lap. We've got 3 laps to go here. Zhou still holding on to the DRS despite his tires being very worn here. For sure now, 5.4. Just keep it on track for sure, please. Just keep it on track. Zhou now outside of the DRS. Doohan may get the podium here for Aston Martin. Zhou trying to defend with everything he has. Meanwhile, Hadjar still trying to fight with Piastri. Lawson going to catch Montoya. Montoya still has points on here. Solov, though, is 27% mediums. Doohan now going to get through on Zhou. Can Zhou still defend here on these 22 lap old softs? For sure, heads on to the final lap, leading here in Spain for what would be Haas's first win in this entire save. Iwasa going to get P2 for Alpine. Can Doohan send it into turn 1? Doohan sends it in lovely, and Doohan is going to get the P3 for Aston Martin. Does Piastri have the pace to catch Zhou here on the final lap? This race has been unbelievable. I am next to speechless. Can Lawson now get ahead of Montoya? But as he rounds the final corner shot, he's gonna do it. He's gonna win in Spain for sure. Wins for Haas. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Iwasa gets P2. Lawson's gonna get ahead now of Montoya. Can Lawson even get Solov here? Or is Solov going to get his best result here? Solov gets P8. Montoya gets his first points. Lawson gets the fastest lap on P9. Hadjar gets his first points of the season. Doohan gets the podium along with Iwasa. Oh my god. Oh my god. What a race! For sure, wins for Haas. I am so beyond lightheaded. for sure, after getting a podium in Monaco, getting a P2 in Monaco, wins in Spain with Haas. Iwasa gets P2, Doohan gets P3, followed by Joe Piastri, Hajar getting his first points of the season, Norris, Solov, Lawson, Montoya getting his first points in his career, and Lawson gets the fastest lap. 8 drivers retired, including Leclerc and Verstappen into turn 1. Piastri gains in the championship. Versure now up to P9 in the championship with a win for Haas. For those of you who have not followed yet, please do, because oh my word, this has been the most mental race of all time. And we're also 1 follower away from our goal of 400 followers. But oh my word. Again, chat, 2 races in a row where we've not been able to do pit stops. So we've lost out in the fastest pit stop competition. I am speechless. A win for Haas. I never thought I'd see the day. Now, chat, we need to inspect what damage has been done to both of our cars there in that race. Oh my word, absolute destruction. Oh my word, they completely demolished Leclerc's car. It's completely broken. They've actually, chat, now that I think about it, I forgot the part where Leclerc's car caught on fire. So, understandable. Meanwhile, Verstappen has yet again demolished more parts. But this time, it wasn't his fault. He got rear-ended into turn 1. And so did Leclerc. But oh my word, chat. We have never had such utter chaos in a Grand Prix before. I'm literally in awe. We're actually out of suspensions because of both of our suspensions being absolutely ruined there. I am actually baffled, chat. That has literally written off a whole section of powertrain components, which is actually going to massively affect the cost cap now. I don't know, chat. That is going to massively affect our cost cap now. I don't know how we're going to do it. I am in disbelief. We're going to advance a day here to have new rear wings and new underfloors. I don't believe it, chat. We're just going to manufacture loads of rear wings to do us the rest of the season. And same with underfloor. We're just going to manufacture loads of underfloors to do us the rest of the season if we can. But chat, That honestly seemed targeted. On lap 1, Leclerc gets taken out. Actually, Max gets taken out with a 5-car pileup. And then lap 2, after the red flag restart, Leclerc gets taken out by Pourchaire. Unbelievable. I'm actually in utter disbelief, chat. And now there's been a factory fire on top of the fire that happened Leclerc's fucking car. What is happening, chat? What is actually happening? Are we going to have any new parts manufactured? Oh, it's because of the factory fire is why we're not going to have parts manufactured. Development update. Leclerc has somehow improved on reactions. He's now going to react better to getting rear-ended, I guess. I don't know. But wow. I am honestly so out of breath. So out of breath. And speechless. This... I don't think that Spain Grand Prix will ever be recreated. Ever. Lou says Agent 44 got into the factory. AKA Agent 33. I have a feeling that's a Hitman reference. I've never played Hitman before, but I feel like it's a Hitman reference. Anyway, what parts do we have available? We've enough chassis for both drivers. We've enough front wings for both drivers. We have one new rear wing, which I'm going to give to Leclerc because Leclerc has crashed less. We don't have any new underfloors, and we just about have 2 suspensions for the race. Chat, this has been... And yeah, 44 knew it was Hamilton all along. We're now going to head into Canada, but I am still in disbelief.
Formula One has arrived here in
And chat, we're going to have wet weekend here in Canada. Oh my word. We're going to put Behrman in the seat for Verstappen because Verstappen's crashed so much that we may as well let Behrman have a go, you know. Hopefully Behrman doesn't crash in practice. Otherwise we're going to really start crying. But Leclerc or Verstappen already has one fresh ERS system and one fresh gearbox to do the rest of the season. Unbelievable, chat. Thank God Yuki and Pourchaire have penalties for this race for their absolute terrorism. Unbelievable, chat. I'm actually still in shock. Haas won with Verschoor. Meanwhile, Max literally has no good parts for the rest of the season. We're going to have to somehow take grid penalties, but I don't know how we're going to do that without violating the cost cap. I did not expect us to absolutely die. I don't know. It's going to be dry to start here, so we're going to put Verstappen immediately out on track here, followed by Leclerc. Chat, I need another tea break. Dear God, I need another tea break. You can watch them do their laps. I need a break. Oh my God. Have fun. Now, chat, has anyone blocked their lap? Are we okay on our lap? I'm still in disbelief. We don't have any purple sectors for whatever reason. We're not quickest. Was this a whole plot from Alfa Romeo to take out Leclerc? Because that's what he fucking did. Because Leclerc now has a completely broken set of powertrain parts, which we're not getting back. Chat, it's round 8 and we're this fucked already. Honestly, chat, I think I may have high blood pressure. Oh my God. I'm actually physically and mentally drained from what I've seen. In utter disbelief. It is going to be dry by the time we make it round, so we will be able to improve here on our laps. Verstappen does improve, but I believe that's us through. Both Mercedes and Russell and Maloney and Albon all out of qualifying. Porcher, no matter how quick you fucking go, you are getting a big grid pain, you donkey. As well as Sonoda, you absolute donkey. Screw you, you pricks. Anyway, we have dry to wet now. And I'm gonna go make tea. So Chad, I actually changed my mind of going for supper because I'm starving, and also there's not a lot of snacks in the house, so I want food. So yeah, I might have tea later, but for now it is supper. Excelente. Yep. Try to stamp I'm aware. Alright chat, it's going to be dry to start this session regardless, so both of our drivers are going to be on the fresh softs here on our way out, trying to get pole here in Canada. Canada, Canada. I want to have a toe-off show here if we can. Come on, show. Here we go. Is that show? That is show. So, should have a good toe here for Verstappen and Leclerc. Yeah, Hadjar, who got some good points. His first points of the season. Haas are back here again. Haas are just here, you know.
Track clear ahead.
Yeah, Haas have been above and beyond what we thought they would ever be. But we've certainly got a green. Verstappen's gone purple in the middle sector. Leclerc has gone green. Can Verstappen now get a lovely run down the back straight with a toe from Zhou to try and get pole here, but someone has snatched the purple sector away from Verstappen. Verstappen going to cross the line, goes quickest. Leclerc now P2 2/10 off. Porcher and Awasa now. Awasa with a purple middle sector. Excuse me. Awasa all the way up to P3. It is our nemesis though, Porcher. Across the line next. Thank God. Porcher and Tsunoda are now gonna be way behind, especially with their fucking grid penalties that they deserve. But Awasa will start P3, Lawson will start P4, Hadjar is going to start P5 here. So, what a result for Hadjar. Unbelievable. And the track is not going to dry, so, I mean, in the event it does, we're just going to have softs, just in case. In the event it randomly dries like now. It says it's drying, but it's not really. I don't think it's going to dry, chat. Yep, it wasn't going to dry, unfortunately for us, but we do get, well, maybe fortunately for us, because we get P1 and 2, you know. Maximilian is on pole. But we're going to now head into the Sunday where apparently there's going to be heavy rain on the way. Is this softs? No, this is more medium. This is a medium enter. This is a very straightforward medium enter. Extremely straightforward medium enter here. And unlike Brazil, we just need to be paying attention to make sure that we time it correctly. Because we could have undercut in Brazil and left it too late. It still relatively worked, but could have gone better. Anyway, we're now going to save now and head into the Canadian Grand Prix, and we love Canada.
70 laps of the Canadian Grand Prix await our drivers here in Montreal. And we'll certainly know what Max Verstappen is capable of.
Fingers crossed. Let's just make it through turn 1, please. Please.
Corner could be so crucial.
Here we go. It's time to go racing. This is it. We're moments away now
Please.
from the Canadian Grand Prix. And it's lights out and away we go.
Thank God. We made it. We made it. We're safe. Meanwhile, the Ferraris are still battling side by side here. That is making my heart race. There's a yellow flag in the background. And thank God it's in the background for Alex Albon, I believe. Maybe someone else.
Let's have a look ahead at turn 6.
No, it's Solov!
Close to each other. And there, the cars make contact.
Even though Solov turned in on him. Dirty action from the Alfa Romeo. Dirty action. Who is that? Piastri. Pourchaire. How's Pourchaire already P7? He should be P20 with his fucking crash. Sonoda should literally have a race ban. He took out 4 cars. In the dry as well. It wasn't like, oh, it was wet conditions like Bottas. He literally had no excuse. He took out fucking 4 cars in the dry. He literally Grosjean the fucking grid. And it's like, oh, that's like a three place grid penalty, yeah. VSC out. And that's actually decent for us because we can now harvest our energy here. It's Joe. No way. No way. Pourchaire did it again. He did it again.
It's not going the way the team had hoped today. That is for sure.
Surely he has a race ban. He is murdering people. Did you see how far he was back, FIA? And Pourchaire's out. That's another grid pen for the next race. Pourchaire, our only championship rival at this stage. Get him going. Piastri now is actually going to overtake Pourchaire this season. As long as Piastri finishes in the points. Hadjar boxing for damage? Nope. Boxing for softs under the VSC. Interesting. Oh, I suppose it's going to be raining soon, so that's a good shout. Yeah, Pourchaire has not used his brakes for the last 2 weeks. Gets a 10-second time penalty. Deserved. He should be getting a 19-place grid penalty next time out. Sean, I'm glad you pointed that out because chat, look again, P4 and 5 for Haas. And look at the intervals as well. Lawson's got a good interval to Iwasa. He's going to have the DRS here. Meanwhile, for sure on the softs is 2.3 behind. Unbelievable, chat. Unbelievable. Meanwhile, we got to head down the road, escape from Awasa and Co. Why is it not letting us choose the right graphic? Yeah, we need to like escape. So like, push now, push. Lawson now into P3, and Haas. What is going on with Haas this save? I'm really in disbelief with Haas. Like, what is going on? Back it out, back it in, let me begin. Now we're just gaining on the drivers behind. Awasa seems to have some good pace here. Meanwhile, I believe we can now whack it into harvest mode for both drivers here, just for a little bit. And we're going to actually burn through the fuel as well, chat, because you actually can save a lot of fuel in the wet. So we're going to be betting on that to save loads of fuel in the wet. If we can. But I mean, Awasa and Lawson are not really going away. That's a push on our tires here to try and escape the drivers behind, but oh my god, Awasa's now here. We've got to use our ERS again to try and escape the drivers behind yet again. As our drivers continue to go side by side, really not helping each other. Yellow flag out for Mick and Ocon. Or is it just Mick? Maybe just Mick. Mick Schumacher, who was P7 in the Alpine. Contact with the Aston Martin. And who's the Aston Martin there? Who's the victim? Doohan? I think it was Doohan. Recharge on. Oh, Leclerc's actually sending it. Keep pushing the tire, keep pushing the tire. It's a thermal dig, thermal dig.
Just keep it sensible on the tyres, Max.
And we have regained our ERS here, whilst also keeping the gap to Awasa and Lawson, who are our biggest threats here. Sonoda now P5. What an absolute fraud. Should have been given a 19 place, just even a 19 race ban, I would say, would suffice for bloody Sonoda. Yellow flag out again. It's Awasa and Lawson come together, and there's damage for both I mean, that helps us. They were our biggest threats now. And they're now down 7 seconds behind. Another crash. What is with this? There's so many crashes. Gasly and Maloney. Gasly around the outside. Crashes before the wall of champions. Maloney gets it going in a straight line again. Meanwhile, our drivers wouldn't do that. Right? 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 Meanwhile, the Awasa and Lawson continue to battle here. The wet weather is going to get here soon, chat. And we got to make sure that we box the right time for when it does come out. It's a VSC.
There's a yellow flag now.
Ocon into the Alfa Romeo. So many crashes. Have I changed the settings or something the last while?
VSC. And stay positive. Okay.
And that's Piastri out as well. Is there anyone going in on the inters? I'm not ready to go inters yet. Oh, Vershaw and Maloney have gambled. The rain is starting now. And I think it is inter time.
Over to you, Karun.
The team at Mercedes are waiting.
Was Ocon, did Ocon have a puncture there on his way in?
But something's not right. Oh dear.
Couldn't get the car jacked up. We're gonna box onto inters here with both drivers, because it's the VSC which will save us some pit time.
Okay.
But it will hold Leclerc in the box. So Leclerc may lose out here. Verstappen has a good stop here. Leclerc now in. Awasa through. Leclerc's got a good stop, so Leclerc will be out ahead of Awasa. Meanwhile, Lawson stays out on the dries. I think we now need to change this inter thing to medium, because we're going to be pushing medium. I don't think it matters. It's same as. Sonoda's also stayed out, the absolute terrorist. Is Verstappen going to exit ahead? No, behind Sonoda onto this VSC. Meanwhile, Leclerc exits a bit of a gap down the road. P4.
Dig down. Copy that. Recharge off, please. Okay. We meet the others next lap.
Hadjar got screwed. Oh yeah, Hadjar. He's missing a rear wing, so his race is gone. It's gone. They may as well retire that AlphaTauri. You know, his race is gone to Leon. Sonoda now is gonna box, so Verstappen inherits the lead here. And Leclerc going to enter in P2. And this could be hopefully a more comfortable race than Spain was.
Just look after this tyre set, don't look after it. Yeah.
But as you've seen, chat, we were balanced on fuel, and the fuel just naturally shed off the car. Leclerc still on the hunt for Verstappen here. Verstappen leads us away here by some margin. This has been a less interesting race than the Spanish one, I must say. For those of you just joining us, you've missed out on the Spanish Grand Prix, which was the most chaotic race you'll ever see. Max has one win this season, never tag. One win, but Leclerc now may almost be inside the DRS of Verstappen, but the DRS won't even be on because we're in the wets. But he is inside that 1 second gap where he can start influencing how things happen. We did see in Monaco that Leclerc got Verstappen, who was on pole, off the jump, and Verstappen just didn't have the pace. He didn't have the pace. Can Leclerc find a way through? Both these drivers, I would say, need to push on fuel because we've loads to burn. Awas on his way for back-to-back podiums. Yes, Awas is currently in prime position for another podium with Alpine, which Alpine have been devoid of, so I'm sure they'll be pleased with that. The track is now dry momentarily. Is Leclerc going to have DRS here? It's not slicks. It's still going to be wet. Leclerc will have the DRS on Verstappen, but can he find it? It already is raining, or we're on their inters. It's not that visible though. It's a drizzle, but it is interweather. Can Leclerc find a way through on Verstappen now into turn 1 with the DRS? This is a move he's been waiting for. Leclerc sends it on the inside. Verstappen trying to defend here. Can Verstappen hold off Leclerc? And Verstappen has done it. He has successfully held off Leclerc for now. But there still is more DRS available, and Leclerc's going to send it in again. This could be key. Who gets the DRS before the hairpin? I believe Leclerc has it. I believe Leclerc has the DRS. And he may get the move now down the inside at the hairpin. And I believe Leclerc has the DRS down the back straight as well, which will surely help him. Yep, P5 and P6 shown for Haas. But Leclerc takes the lead here on lap 59.
Meanwhile, Verstappen coming back at Leclerc. Can Verstappen find a way back through? You got to look at the track above my head, chat. You can see the track is still under 1 millimeter of water, which means that Max will still have DRS here. But once that goes over 1 millimeter, then the DRS is disabled. And yep, Tsunoda, the lucky terrorist, is back again. Should have had a race ban, but has now found himself in the podium positions. Verstappen now on the inside of Leclerc. And this could be the move, because it looks like the DRS is about to be disabled soon. It's almost at 1 millimeter. Can Max find a way through on Leclerc? Leclerc has defended yet again here. Can Iwasa get through on Tsunoda? It doesn't seem possible. And Tsunoda is going to keep the position. And this could be the status quo to the end, chat, with the DRS not being enabled. Leclerc leading away. Does have lap traffic ahead of Mick and Montoya, who are going to get out of the way. Meanwhile, Max has been held up a little bit here now. 1.2 behind is Max from Leclerc. And it may take some time to close that gap up again to the leader. Meanwhile, we're heading now on to lap 67. I'm going to tell the drivers I reckon they can push now on those inters to the end here pretty comfortably. Can Max now use what he has left in the tank to try and make a move on Leclerc? It says it's actually, the track's going to dry in 4 minutes time, but I don't believe that's going to be enough, because usually it's only around a minute lap. Meanwhile, they're going to head down now for the final time. The penultimate lap here. We're 25 seconds ahead of Tsunoda, who has stolen another podium for McLaren, but does not deserve it after absolutely obliterating 5 cars in Spain. And I reckon Leclerc may have it here. Meanwhile, Verschoor is finding his way. Verschoor up into P4 after getting a P2 and a P1. Could Verschoor find his way into P3? Could he get a third consecutive podium here? I don't know if he has it. Meanwhile, Leclerc wins, followed by Verstappen. Good result for Ferrari, bouncing back from the Spanish result. But does Verschoor have enough left in the tank to overtake Tsunoda here? And yeah, as expected, the thief in Tsunoda steals the podium away. Shouldn't even be here. Meanwhile, Maloney gets points. Albon is going to get his first points of the season with Williams. You love to see it. Meanwhile, let's have a look. Yeah, Haas are going absolutely crazy. Let's have a look at what this has done to the drivers. Verschoor up to P4. Lawson down to P6. Russell with a good result again for Red Bull. And in the drivers, Russell overtakes Piastri. Alfa Romeo don't score. Verschoor is gaining on Norris. Excuse me. Aston Martin are looking relatively decent. And currently everyone now has scored a points. I just realised that Albon has clearly scored points. Just got an extra one there in the P10. And everyone now has scored points on the grid. Maloney moves now up to P16, but should be a lot higher considering Yuki's
all the way up in P6. We do end up getting the fastest lap, or fastest pit stops I should say. So finally, chat, we've been able to do some pit stops here. Thank Jesus. We're going to do another race here, and I think that's going to be the final one of the night. It's going to be Austria, one of my favourite tracks, and it's going to be a sprint weekend in Austria. So, looking forward to this. Now, how much cost gap do we have remaining? We have 31 million remaining, so that is not enough for grid penalties at all. That's nowhere near enough. So I think we're going to put a hold to all of our research that we were planning on doing, because we may need grid penalties later on in the season, because we are so low on cost cap available due to the massive crashes that we've been involved in, which haven't been our fault. But if we do have a look at the constructors, let's see where Haas are. Haas are now up to P5, McLaren up to P4. Haas could even overtake McLaren here soon. But P5 is probably the highest we've seen Haas in this entire save. Right, let's have a look at anything we need to manufacture. I don't believe we can design any new parts. I don't believe we can research any new parts, because we need to keep the money available for if we need a new engine or something, because we really are tight for cash. But anyway, let us set our performance targets here. And I'm now, every time we go into turn one, chat, I'm now terrified. Because what is going to happen when we head into turn one now? Let us check. What do we want to check? Oh, I wanted to manufacture more parts, but we can't. Okay. Well, we're going to head into Austria now, and we're going to have qualifying, the sprint, and the race as well. Yeah, Merc having a stinky season. Ocon has brought his pace to the Mercedes. Things you love to see. And this time, chat, it's going to be rain yet again in the race. So, prepare for that. And we're at the part of the season, chat, where I believe we need to score as much as we can, because later in the season, we may not have the parts available to even score. So we now need to strike while the iron is hot, get as many 1-2s as possible to build ourselves a gap in the championship. Otherwise, other teams could come sniffing. But we are going to sim practice now. And Yuki, the terrorist, yet again, is quickest in practice. I don't know how you can be that much of a terrorist and, you know, just get away with it, you know? Absolutely destroyed 4 other cars on lap 1. 3-place grid plan? He's actually taken out 4 cars and you're giving him a 3-place grid pen. The math doesn't add up there. Even in an insane person's mind, you know. We're in rough way, chat. We're already using Max's final gearbox. Yikes. Yeah, well, Porcher is also a humongous terrorist, you know, so who knows. I believe we've just got to go out now. it's gonna rain and then get heavier towards the end, so we just gotta put in whatever laps we can and hope they're quick. No one is out on track at the moment, and that's probably good for us because we've got laps in here and no one's blocked us. And I believe we're gonna send our drivers immediately out again on the same inter tires. And the track is drying a little bit, which may leave our second run even quicker here, because there's about 0.3 millimeters less on the track. Leclerc goes quickest. I wonder, is the track going to dry even more? The track is drying more, chat, so we're going to go out yet again. Oh, wow. It's actually dries. When did it get dries? No, don't call Karen. Alright, we have a really small window here to make this work, chat. Can we make it work? Let's keep an eye on our timings. Both our drivers have gone green here. But chat, it is getting wetter as we're heading on this lap. The rain may start to pile down here. Don't block us. The Haas blocked us very slightly there. But through the final corner we go. We're going to need a lap here. That's good enough. And we've got them just about. Whew. We made a risky call there to bring the drivers in onto softs. And I've just about got away with it there, as it's now going to come lashing down. And I don't believe anyone is going to improve at this stage. Meanwhile, Gasly, Awasa, Ocon, Solov, and Porcher. Who's last? Wanker also has a grid pen, but doesn't fucking matter because you're starting last anyway, because you're shite. Sorry. I just had to get that out of my system. Just had to get it out. Anyway, moving swiftly onward. We have softs in Q2. I think we'll use our used softs because, you know, banter. It's going to be dry, then immediately wet, so we're just going to head out immediately. Just get as quick a lap as possible in as quickly as possible. And our drivers are very close there. Is anyone even going to touch us? Sonoda again cheating. We always know Sonoda's well good for cheating. Albon's up there. Both Haas's are there, hilariously. Have made it into Q. have made it into Q3 yet again. Norris has made it into Q3. Albon, Doohan, Hadjar, Piastri and Sonoda. And screw Pourchaire and everything he stands for. The absolute muppet. For taking Leclerc out in Spain. Meanwhile, we've made it through to Q3 now. Hopefully we can have some more soft runs that we can time perfectly. That'd be great. Yeah, both Red Bulls out in Q2. Meanwhile, we've gone back to Inters again. Jesus Christ. It did say it's going to be a wet race, so I'm going to try and save some Inters if we can. It's going to be really wet and then gradually get drier. Let's just send the drivers out, get a banker in the event there's a random red flag. We have a banker. Stay negative, stay negative. We are Ferrari fans, we are always negative. Alright, I'm gonna stay in the box for as long as we can get away with. We're gonna put on fresh Inters here for the final run. I wanna see how dry the track will get. How much can we get away with here? The track's actually increasing, so we're gonna need to go out immediately here. The track's actually getting wetter. So we need to just get going here already. Because the track is getting wetter as time progresses here. And this may be our last opportunity to get pole here. Our drivers have gone green, but have we left it too long? Should we have went out earlier? Let us see. Both our drivers are green. But are either of them going to be on pole? As they round the final corner now, Leclerc crosses the line, followed by Verstappen. It's P4 for Leclerc, it's P3 for Verstappen. And I believe that's all she wrote, but what we're gonna do, chat, is have some banter with this and we're gonna go again. Because either way, that's the end of qualifying. So if we can improve at the end here, we will. But whether we can is a different story. Verstappen now gone green in the first sector. Just got to keep an eye on the fuel here to see how much of it we can push through. Yeah, Albon P4 at the moment, but we want to pip him. We want P. We want as much P as we can get. No, don't take that out of context. Anyway, as they both round the final corner now, who can improve here? Neither can improve. I don't know what you're on about. Never tag, you know. But we did not improve. 3 and 5 is as good as we can do. Both their drivers retire because they run out of fuel, but the people who make this game have not added the part where you have a bad race start because you ran out of fuel in quali. Because that's a horrific rule.
Welcome back.
Anyway, we'll be here for the sprint. Yet again, chat, I don't remember whether it's medium or softs. Let's put on the softs, see what happens. And then if it's mediums, we'll just exit out and go on mediums, because who could be arsed wasting time? It's mediums. Lol. Yeah, Coda, we're gonna do the sprint and the feature, and then that's about it. Sprint and the feature, and then we're gonna head off. And it will be mediums for both drivers here. We just have a sixth sense that it was gonna be mediums, you know. It's not that I always forget and then have to go in and check.
We're ready for 24 laps around the Red Bull ring in what should be a great sprint.
Right, we're finally going to get underway here
We're all ready to
in Austria. And this may be a bit trickier because it's the first race where we've not started
and away we go.
from pole. How quick is our car cutting through traffic? Albon P5, but is going to lose out to Leclerc here. Leclerc is just going to be vastly superior down the straight here. And into turn 3 we all go, keeping it clean. Can Verstappen find a way through on the McLaren? The McLaren of Tsunoda goes defensive, and we will overtake the absolute melon on the outside. Make sure Tsunoda doesn't crash into you like he crashed into everyone at Spain. And Verstappen gets through. Leclerc looking for a way through on Tsunoda here as well, as Albon's already outside the DRS, as Leclerc now trying to find.
It's a good stint so far, Max. Keep at it.
No one saw it. Get him. Push him off. Leclerc now into penultimate corner, trying to find a way through on Yuki Tsunoda. On the outside now of Yuki Tsunoda, who absolutely sucks because he crashed into everyone at Spain. What an absolute prick. Leclerc now round the outside, going to get the move done on Yuki Tsunoda.
We are first.
Meanwhile, Max Verstappen on the inside now of Oscar Piastri. His ass is spine. She's got spinal. What does that even mean? Meanwhile, Charles Leclerc round the outside of Oscar Piastri, and Charles Leclerc's absolutely fucked it. What the fuck? Turn around! Turn around! Drive your fucking car!
And it was involving Leclerc this time.
And Charles Leclerc is absolutely fucked it. What an absolute cunt.
Recharge on for the moment. Increase lift off as well, please.
You can push a bit more. You can push a bit more.
It's weird, Sean, how dominant we are, and yet we're still absolutely fucking it at the same time. Like, it's genuinely baffling. You know?
And recharge on.
Okay.
Yellow flag out for
Now Alex Albon is past.
Albon,
And that's where they slightly run off the
who's
track.
gone wide.
Really can't do that too often with these cars. And yes we have. We've had a crash. What happened there?
It's Lando Norris on the inside of the AlphaTauri, and they both go off into the gravel.
The guy turning into me.
Meanwhile, I've completely forgot about Charles Leclerc, and he's almost burned through those mediums immediately. Because I completely forgot he was even fucking driving. Because he's an absolute useless cunt. Let's just get Leclerc ahead of Ocon and then get him to conserve his battery. Slash everything.
Push more.
Conserve now, Leclerc, for the end of the race. Behind Hadjar, if you can. Because realistically, Leclerc's only going to get Gasly at best. How has Tsunoda caught up to us, Max? How have you let that happen? How have you dishonored your family like this? Meanwhile, Leclerc losing out to Ocon here because he's just like so good at the game.
What a joke. Yeah, stay cool. Can slow down.
Yeah, cool.
Don't destroy the tires too quickly, Max.
Yeah, we're just going to conserve with Max here so that we can manage our little tire issue.
Trying your best.
Because Tsunoda has vastly better tires at this stage. I've been kind of just pissed off since the fucking crash, or well, not the crash, the lockup. That's royally threw everything away.
We can push a bit more.
Huh. Meanwhile, Leclerc has somehow lost out to Hadjar, which is... No one's judging you, I'm sure. I'm sure no one is judging you at all, Leclerc.
3 more laps, including this one. Less lift off.
Copy that.
Got the margin to push.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, 2 more laps.
Beautiful. I reckon Max now actually has the DRS here.
We are not.
Give me the camera angle. Yep, Max has got the DRS. And Max is now just going to check out in the lead here. Meanwhile, Leclerc just needs to absolutely send it to get any positions at all. But Leclerc, I reckon we're going to have him take like a grid pen or something for something, but we like burn any money to make that even work. Meanwhile, Verstappen now trying to drop Tsunoda out of the DRS Will he be able to do it? It doesn't seem so. It doesn't seem likely. ERS disable, ERS disable. But we've got him. We've got him, chat. We've got him. And Verstappen wins. And Leclerc gets P17 with his mega lockup. Just mega lockup from Leclerc. Who? Now we have around 31 million, chat. When does the rain come out? I reckon this is a soft medium to the rain. And then an enter. Oh. But chat, I'm wondering, I'm gonna have a look at what parts that Leclerc even has. There's strategy D. And let's see what car parts that Leclerc has. How many engines he has? He's got 2 engines, ERS systems. He has 1. Gearboxes, he has a couple. I think we have to give him a new ERS system for sure. And I think a new engine. I think he can get to the end on gearboxes, but chat, we're now really going to be cutting the cost cap close, I must say. We will be cutting it close. Leclerc's going to take some grid penalties here, but it's going to be worth. Yep, back to being LeChoke, and he's LeChoked a lot in. He's LeChoked a lot in. I forgot to put everyone on push. He's LeChoked a lot in Austria, I must say. I feel like in Austria, it's so hit or miss. We either are dominant or one of our drivers absolutely fucks it. And both McLarens now are on the hards, so they are going to give us the caution with Max to absolutely escape. Meanwhile, Leclerc has the engine penalty, but is he going to use those fresh softs? Who even knows? Who knows if Leclerc is going to use these fresh parts to actually gain a fucking position. Meanwhile, I believe that's Lawson gone off there.
And here we've got a yellow flag.
For Liam Lawson. He was fine by himself and then just spun it. I spun. Meanwhile, Verstappen just needs to absolutely get going because the hard runners behind are just going to hold him up. And also we need to create a margin, then box for mediums. You know, so Max just needs to absolutely drop the hammer here. Meanwhile, Piastri, I'm sure, is going to be wanting to get ahead of Maloney here as well. It seems Leclerc is allergic to overtaking when there's no DRS. Maloney battling here now with Piastri. That's going to help us escape here with Verstappen. Meanwhile, Maloney's back into the battle just like that. Just half a lap. Half a lap and he's back. Of course he is. And into the lead. Of course. Makes sense. Max, where is your pace? Where is it gone?
Don't destroy the tyres too quickly.
Well, with Max, we're just going to tell to absolutely back off here. Regain everything before he pushes again. If we can. Meanwhile, Leclerc has been absolutely sending it because we forgot about him yet again. Because why remember a guy who's not even fighting for points?
Start button on.
Yeah, good.
And Leclerc has just had it sent on him by Hajar.
Now here we are tackling turn 3. It's certainly inviting.
Well done, Leclerc. You are so amazing. Can I be your best friend, Leclerc? 'Cause you're just so good. Oh! Bye-bye.
AlphaTauri's been involved in an incident.
And then Solov
Here we go, heading in
and Hajar
pushing a bit
come together.
point. And not just one.
Looks like quite a big accident. Could be some debris at turn 1. Tyres off. Copy that. So just recharge off whenever you need it. Some light go please.
Interesting.
Start button on. Copy.
So we're still relatively on pace here for our strategy. I would love if we could drop fucking Maloney out of this battle. And let's cement that. Let's do that. Oh my god, fucking hell, Leclerc.
Fire it up, Max. Fire it up, mate.
Yep.
Charge button on. Copy. Don't take any risk, please.
Yep.
Need to lift up at this stage.
Okay.
I mean, I think Leclerc can burn through his tyres because I think we can go a bit earlier on the mediums. Yeah, we can go relatively early on the mediums, so I think Leclerc can just burn through those tyres, trying to catch up to the DRS ahead. Meanwhile, Verstappen like, he creates a gap and then the gap fucking disappears randomly out of nowhere.
Double the lift up for the moment.
Okay.
I don't understand.
Focus on tyres.
Okay.
Start button on. Let's lift off.
Leclerc's going to have DRS here to head down after the next batch of cars here as well, which is decent.
We will need recharge on.
Okay.
Charge button on. Slow down.
Slow down now, slow down. Meanwhile, we're finally building the gap that we need to fucking Maloney.
Good to push up.
And now Verstappen needs to drop Piastri behind and leave him fucking behind permanently. I reckon we'll do. Don't know how Montoya's got back ahead of us there, but you know, do your thing.
Okay, recharge on.
We'll do another lap here with Leclerc, just absolutely sending it. Because, you know, why not?
Phase update 20 pin. On slightly. Okay, that's it. So just recharge.
Good stop for Leclerc there. Piastri is going to exit ahead, but I don't know if he's going to be able to use those softs until he enters, unless there's a safety car comes out that really benefits him. And Leclerc's going to have good clean air to use here on these mediums, although he does need to lift off a little, and Mick is gonna play a factor here because he does have warm tires, etc. And Max is now going to box now for the mediums.
Box, hit confirm. Okay. And slow down now. Copy. For info, we are not fuel limited. We are not fuel limited.
Good stop for Verstappen as well. And Verstappen's now out ahead of Gasly, behind Piastri. And there's Doohan, Verschoor, Tsunoda, Maloney. It's trying to stick it out on the hards.
Okay, recharge off when you're ready. Yeah, okay. Charge button on. Copy.
Anyway, I haven't heard from everyone in the chat for a while. We've been focusing. The last bit of sauciness we've seen is both AlphaTauris come together there. Hadjar and Solov collided into turn one. But we've been just kind of focusing before we get to the interweather at this stage. Leclerc round the outside of Mick again. I think we're going to try and latch on to the car ahead of Zhou, if we can. Which we've immediately got onto the back. Yeah, ours is nothing as traumatic as last race, which was Canada, which went okay. It was Spain, which was the race before, was the traumatic one. Why are you then, I don't know.
Try to put pressure on him.
Leclerc now round the outside of Gasly. Gonna get the move here. Try to increase Lyco, try to increase Lyco. Can Leclerc now latch onto the back of Awasa, which will give us perfect position to push. Or well, not even push, but like if we use Awasa's DRS, we'll be able to manage what we have here on these mediums. And this is exactly what we need, is to hold on to the back of Awasa. Meanwhile, Piastri's finally got Verschoor. Still has Verschoor for company. Meanwhile, we're on much fresher medium tyres here. Increase Lyco. Increase Lyco. Verstappen into the penultimate corner. Bold place to go for the move. And he does it. Yet Leclerc is on a recovery drive at the moment. But what a move there from Verstappen on the final corner there. And Leclerc just needs to keep managing his ERS and his fuel here. Meanwhile, Verstappen somehow did not get Piastri. Rigged. Rigged, if you ask me. Verstappen now into turn 1. We'll get a lovely run down the straight here with the DRS and may latch on, if we can, to Tsunoda. Meanwhile, Leclerc just trying to stay with the Alpine of Awasa at this stage. And I think we're just going to get through on Tsunoda here and keep pushing beyond the McLaren and head down the road after Maloney. Because that's really where our race is with Maloney. But will Tsunoda be able to stay with us? Tsunoda so far has been able to stay with us. And I think now we need to back off before we go again. Meanwhile, Leclerc gets ahead of Awasa. And he's now going to need to push onto the rear of Verschoor. And Leclerc now round the outside of Verschoor. Lovely move. Going to get the DRS as well here. And Verschoor may play a caution to help us escape from Awasa as well here. Meanwhile, Tsunoda just trying to defend. And we're now going to go for broke because the rain is going to come down soon. And we need to close the gap to Maloney before then. Meanwhile, Leclerc needs to close the gap to Piastri as well here. And we need to absolutely send it on these tyres. Absolutely, the rain is starting in 3 minutes time, so we need to absolutely send it on these tyres now. But we don't really have the energy that we would like. We still are gaining on Maloney. As Tsunoda's hards are about to start falling off here as the rain is coming down, chat, and this could be the moment. We're gonna have to keep an eye on how quick the rain comes down. And I reckon this has got to be the lap where we absolutely drop the hammer here with Verstappen. Verstappen now needs to disappear from Maloney, who's got much older hard tyres. But is it going to be enters just yet? There's a couple drivers already in the box. Is it enters just yet? I believe so. We're going to take the risk onto the inters. with both drivers here. Enter as we go.
Box and pit confirm.
As Maloney also comes in, so it's good we came in to prevent the undercut. We are the ones who have undercut if we can get the pit stop right here. And we do get it right. Do McLaren get their pit stop well? It's not horrendous. Meanwhile, everyone coming in the box now. Leclerc gets out just ahead of the Alpine. What a stop from Leclerc there, directly behind Tsunoda now. Leclerc now up into P4, and it is the old rivalry rekindled. The Ferraris battling the McLarens here yet again. Can Leclerc now, as he exits the pit, get the move now on Tsunoda? And Leclerc now into P3 he goes. Lovely move from the Ferrari driver. Meanwhile, Maloney still trying to catch Verstappen here. Catch him if he might. Meanwhile, we're going to ease off with fuel. Let's see what that does to the tyre temp. The tyre temp's still skyrocketing. So we're going to need to keep an eye on the tyre temp here as the fuel will naturally come down. What is the tyre temp doing? Meanwhile, Maloney trying to climb up again to Verstappen. Verstappen just needs to keep it calm. Meanwhile, Leclerc has lost out to Tsunoda. How the fuck that happened? And Leclerc, with the defense of a wet paper towel, does not want to get back ahead of Tsunoda for whatever reason. But the McLarens here look extremely quick in this condition. As Verstappen trying to defend with all his might to Maloney. Copy. R says rain, go to Spain, and that's kind of how we're feeling because we're really struggling in the wet conditions at this stage. Never ERS assist. Never wanted ERS assist in my life. Meanwhile, we are trying to get Leclerc to regain some of his battery so he can go again at Tsunoda. And I feel like Verstappen now has the opportunity to do the same thing. Regain that battery. As Leclerc now gonna head down the main straight. Can he close up to Tsunoda? Tsunoda trying to cover off the outside. Leclerc just send it. Don't know why he's thought let's not send it, but he's thought let's not send it. Meanwhile, Leclerc now round the outside of Tsunoda yet again. Keep it together. Leclerc may get this move, and he does. Into P3 he goes, but this time can he actually defend, or will he suck? Who knows? Meanwhile, Verstappen still trundling along, trying not to make any errors really. As Maloney's still there. Special delivery. What is the special delivery? Let's see. Did you edit the full thing, or what did you edit? Oh my god. Thank you for that, Sean. I was actually planning on editing that, and I was like, when am I ever going to get around to doing that? But now you've edited it. Thank you, Sean. I am going to steal your video, and thank you very much. I'm just joking. Leclerc now really needs to hold on to this P3. Needs to defend from Tsunoda if he can help it. Copyright strike and lawsuit incoming. And then Sean sues me for like $1 gazillion, and I'll be like, I physically couldn't have made that from this video. Like, what? Why are you suing me for that much? There's a yellow flag out. I believe that's for Zhou. It's Guan Yu Zhou goes off. What a wanker. Let's see. Montoya in the points, chat. Albon in the points, for sure in the points. Iwasa, Piastri, and weird to see Maloney in the podium positions, I must say. Now, does Leclerc have enough in the tank to start to catch Maloney? Chat, as we progress on here, Leclerc is progressively catching Maloney here. 10 laps to go. Does Leclerc have the pace that's needed? Let us push on fuel here. Meanwhile, Maloney is actually catching Max Verstappen. Meanwhile, Tsunoda is fully fallen off Leclerc. No, never tag. I was getting the joke that I would steal the video that he edited, and then he sues me for all the money, and then I'd be crying because I'd be like, there's no way I could have physically made all the money from that video anyway. I think with Leclerc now, we're just gonna go for broke on the tires. Gonna absolutely send it if we can. Trying to catch Maloney. And Leclerc now, as we head onto lap 69, haha, got him. Gonna send it through, 3 laps to go now. Can Leclerc find a way through on Maloney? There's some traffic that may play an impact here. Will Leclerc get the move? Leclerc still trying to find the way through, and he's actually kind of gone into the back of Maloney. But can Leclerc recover after his horrendous sprint race? Let's see here. Focus on the tire, focus on the tire. Meanwhile, it seems Leclerc's dropping back yet again here. Gonna tell Verstappen to push on. But can Leclerc give it everything he has on this final lap? Does he have anything left to send on Maloney, or will Maloney get P2 here for McLaren, which will be their best result of the season and will show a resurgence for McLaren? Or will Leclerc get P2? He's too much of a bitch and will just stay behind Maloney, because why not? It's not Maloney's first podium, it's his first podium with McLaren. Leclerc, send it. Oh, come on, come on, come on. He's too much of a bitch. Fair enough. Fair enough. But we've had a good race here. McLaren did challenge us, but it will be Verstappen who wins.
in Austria. Meanwhile, Leclerc will finish P3 behind Maloney, which is damage limitations. But thank God we're scoring some points here, and the Alfa Romeos are scoring very little points because they are our biggest rivals this season. And Norris will also get the fastest lap here. Porcher scores a point. Albon gets more points for Williams as well. That's going to surely help him in the driver standings and Williams in the constructors. But Verstappen wins, followed by Maloney, followed by Charles Leclerc. But anyway, chat, this has been our final race. Thank you all for watching. If you have enjoyed, please drop a follow. We're one follower away from our follow goal of 400 followers. Make it happen. Be the hero that you want to see in the world. But before we leave, we're going to have just a quick look at the drivers and constructors and formulate what will happen next time. Let's see here. Next time we'll be going to Silverstone. Leclerc only gains a measly 17 positions. Not good enough if you ask me. Norris gets fastest lap and the P9. I don't think the sound alerts are working, but I'm going to do it anyway. The sound alerts I don't think are working this stream. Yeah, the sound alerts aren't working. I give you a little bit anyway, Nevertag. Well, I'll try and have it fixed for the next stream. Anyway, George Russell has a stinker, Liam Lawson has a stinker. But anyway, let's have a look at the drivers. Leclerc extends his lead in the championship, but Max is climbing. Tsunoda gains 3 positions. It seems the resurgence of McLaren is real. McLaren are back. Alfa Romeo have been absolutely shocking as of late. They really did seem like they were going to challenge us this season, but they have not. 9 points for sure. For sure, P8 in the championship. Hilarious. Maloney up 4 positions. Albon up 3. Good result for him. Ocon is now last in the championship in the Mercedes. Ha 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 ha. And where is Norris? P9. There's a bit of a gap in quality there. Where are we in the constructors? McLaren take P3 in the championship. Haas extend their lead in P5, but McLaren are back. They have overtaken Red Bull now. Post Austria, Williams starting to try to catch AlphaTauri. Who is 20th? It is Ocon. Oh no, it's Montoya. Never mind. I thought it was Ocon. I didn't realize I hadn't scrolled down more. I mean, Montoya's a rookie, so we'll let him slide. But Ocon last. Don't talk about Montoya. Ocon's last. Let's just move it up. See, Montoya doesn't even exist. Ocon's now last. Ha 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 ha. You know, anyway. Thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy, please drop a follow on our way out. We're going to raid Coda. He's playing some Overwatch 2, and he has been joined essentially the WHF Arrow Gang. I don't know what we call us. The Arrows? I don't know. But anyway, thank you all for watching. I'll be back tomorrow for some Tier 1 WHF, and I'll be winning in Silverstone, aka coming 15th at best. But thank you all for watching. I've been WHF Arrow. I'll be back tomorrow, and goodbye.